Hi everyone. This is like my third time trying to film this. Um every time I'm currently doing, I'll give you three guesses. College research. And every time I talk about this, I'm always kind of like cuz I kind of feel like I just don't like I feel like I don't know anything, but like I say that and I do know stuff. But what I realized is for like my college research, I need to, instead of like getting into the nitty-gritty of each one of the 42 colleges I have on my list, like mind you, it was 34 yesterday, it's 42 now. It's gonna keep changing because I feel like trying to find somewhere that feels right for me is just like, ugh. So here's what I've decided to do instead. I'm gonna look at academics that I'm interested in, like what majors they have, what programs they have, what opportunities they have. Can I travel abroad? Like this and that and this and that, and like, do they have an open curriculum? Can I mix and match what I want? Ooh, this is so fun. And then like go deeper through that route instead of just trying to find one that I like that I like the vibe of, because I feel like the perception of each one changes with like what I already know. And so whenever all I'm looking at is like everyone's opinion on it, like everyone's opinion is going to be different, because the most inclusive place for me can be like somewhere that somebody else feels like this place is so exclusive. Like it can be really different. So that's what I'm trying to focus on. Also, I feel like I get nervous about the fact that I just don't want to say any college names, just because if I show this to anyone, or like if I put this down, which I plan to as an extracurricular based on the fact that I do it every week, 4 hours. Well, like an hour, but it occasionally like 2 or 3, depending on how much I'm feeling that week, how much talking I'm feeling. And also it reflects my personality really well. I just like, I don't want to make it seem like, not that I like one more than the other, but like I don't want to go too crazy on like, basically I just want to make sure I have like an equal chance wherever I apply to. And so I'm going to talk about like things I'm interested in, but I do want to be wary of that. But I can talk about the things that I want. I made a little list if anybody has any advice they would like to help me with. Okay. Where is it? I have a little what I want tab. I have a little Google Sheets going. Okay. I would prefer to already be accepted into the major I would like. All of these things are fluid. So like I'm willing to give up some for others, just depending on like what I'm getting versus what I'm giving. And so, because I might say this and I might end up applying somewhere that has none of these things, but I'm fine with it because of something different. So I would love an open curriculum or create your own major. I love having the freedom to do what I want. Also, I will say I get stressed whenever it's like I have all this stuff, and like create your own major is something like, I don't know. I like freedom, but I feel like if it's an option and it's so far out of the way that I just kind of feel like I'm constantly like I want to do it, but I don't know, I'm like stopping myself from doing it. That could also be a factor, because like, designing your whole like curriculum. Oh, speaking of, I wanted to do that. I'm like working on doing that right now, so updates on that. We'll see how that goes, but I've been doing this. So I prefer schools that oh yes, that give good aid. That's important. Walkable campus, walkable city, because I don't plan on bringing my car, and I don't want to be like stuck there necessarily. Like, I'm sure there'll be like, as long as there's options for transportation, like as long as it's not just like you can stroll around the quad or you can go sit in your dorm. Like, that does not sound fun. Kind people, a collaborative culture, that's very important to me. People who actually want to learn, like a love for learning, and not just doing it just so you can, like, not just like doing work to get it done, like doing work to learn, because that's what I love doing. Like school spirit, like something where it's like, oh yeah, go insert college. And it doesn't have to be big football, just like general gatherings. Oh yeah, and the option to like leave. So like, I know stuff is going on and I can go do it if I wish, but like also I can like just like study, because studying is always going to be an option. But like if I really want to, I can go to this or I can go to that. Oh, a good ROI. Fun learning environment. Obviously that's fluid, and I might have to give up one thing for another, but I would love like a little fun class. Preferably like near a city or near a bigger city, or like within like an hour or 2 hours. Actually, not 2 hours, like close enough to a city. As long as we're not in genuinely in the middle of nowhere, I think we're fine. Because like you can always like hop on a bus, hop on a train, but like if that's not even an option, then what are we doing? Yeah, that's in general, but obviously all those things are fluid. Okay, thank you for listening. Okay, so for some context, I just wrote an essay. I don't really like. Okay, so I was looking through my notes because I was like, you know what? No, like I'm tired of letting logic and other things get in my way. Like if I want to do something, I want to do it, and I want to figure it out as I go. And I feel like that's a new trend, but also like I just feel like I constantly have so many ideas, and they're good ideas, and they're just like kind of rotting. And so as I'm looking through my notes, I see I want to make a film about what I would do within the 8 minutes if like the sun was exploding, because when I was in summer camp, we were reading a book about the sun, and that thought just popped into my head. And then I was like, what if I wrote an essay about what I would do in the 8 minutes that the sun exploded? And I just want to preface this by saying I understand that like if it makes sense to you, it makes sense. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But like this is also just for me, so I don't know why I'm making that disclaimer. But anywho, let's start. Okay. Montage of what I would do within the 8 minutes before the sun exploded. I sat on the steps with my summer camp class. Miss Guerra, the science teacher, who I have known since I was the age of the kids in front of me, pulled out a book to read to my campers. They are only 4, meaning their attention spans are incredibly short, so our 30-minute classes consist of an activity and a book. This specific day, we were experimenting with the sun. So, we created photos using plants and light exposure paper. As our photos roasted in the hot Texas sun, Miss Guerra gathered us all around the stairwell and began to read a book about the sun. The light from the sun takes around 8 minutes to reach the earth, she spoke. When she said this, I remembered. Science says that it would take 8 minutes for the explosion of the sun to reach the earth. This idea within itself is horrifying because a fiery incoming death is not exactly ideal. However, as I ponder everything around me and everything I've ever done and everything I've ever known turning into rubble, I can't help but imagine what I would do, what I would want to do before my ultimate demise. There's a certain comfort in knowing that no matter what I do, my fate will remain the same. This pushes out the anxiety or stress on changing my outcome and hones my focus to living my life to the fullest and achieving everything I've ever dreamed of throughout my life. There's also no time for me to submit to the fear of logistics or procrastination. It is either I act in the moment or I never achieve my goal. 8 minutes on the clock. Start. I would not know when my time starts, but I would like to imagine that it is a summer day. I'm enjoying my time outside at a water park or pool with my friends. Suddenly, something shifts in the air, and I realize I have less than 8 minutes left in my life. The first thing I'm doing is telling everyone around me I love them, and I have loved spending my life with them. It does not matter who they are, because in that moment, it is not necessarily about truth. I want to leave the earth knowing I did so with as much love as possible, even if it sounds cliche. I have limited time left, and I think everyone around me would be so high on adrenaline they wouldn't even be concerned about whether or not I'm telling the truth. After this love confession, I am immediately booking it to my car. On the way, I plan to text every family member, tell them I love them, and that I would definitely see them again. I would also probably make a cheesy joke to lighten the mood. With my life ending so soon, I do not plan to be grim. The sun already has that covered. 7 minutes. I get into my car and pick out a playlist that feels correct for the occasion. If my playlist was acting incorrectly and not playing good songs, then I would take this whole minute to create a queue of the songs I would want to die listening to. There would be a surplus of joy and reflection in the energy of my final songs. I want to feel happy and hopeful as I ultimately arrive to my final destination. See what I did there? 6 minutes. I would start driving. I'm not not sure where my destination would be, so I guess it's good that I'm writing this essay, but I know I would drive. Just because the road is the most hopeful place. There's always the illusion that where you are going is better than where you've been. Imagining I am close to home whenever this occurs, I would head to the lake near my house, where I could stare and imagine for a second that I still had my whole life to live and imagine myself completing all my dreams. 5 minutes. I am around 2 minutes away from the view of the lake and enjoying my ride. My mom has definitely called me in panic about the sun exploding and asked me to return home. Honestly, I know despite my location, I would want to leave this world alone, with only the company of a pretty view and music. It makes me more nervous to be around people during scary events, and I know I would be too heartbroken about everything I am losing and everything I didn't get to do if I was around my family members. 4 minutes. Half my time is up. I am almost to my destination. My spotty Wi-Fi has probably given out, and I am more focused on the road than my phone. I am singing along to my songs like I am on my way to my high school graduation, or the wedding I will never have. I arrive to my location. I park my car and turn my music up as high as it will go. 3 minutes. With all my remaining time, I scream along to the lyrics of the songs, willing myself not to feel fear. I know this is when I will start to regret not trying to go home, but I don't have enough time to get there anymore. I try to call, but I don't know if my phone will work. The feelings of guilt and fear mix with my previous passion for hope and love. I probably end up sitting in silence, imagining what my life could have been. 2 minutes. So there's a little bit of a contradiction there, but we're just going to ignore that. 2 minutes. I'm hopeful again, wondering how I will meet everyone I once knew in the future, or if I will meet anyone again. To tune out my thoughts, I turn my thoughts off. I turn my thoughts off and listen to my music, convincing myself that I will be okay no matter the circumstances, knowing that is a lie, but believing it anyway. 1 minute left. I get out of my car, music blaring, and begin to dance. Not worried about what other people think of me or what I think of myself. It does not matter anymore because I will only be a memory soon. 0 minutes. I see the sky come crashing in, and all my thoughts and memories are only that. They no longer belong to me, and now I feel like this is like, okay, whatever. Okay. And now I see the sky come crashing in, and all my thoughts and memories are only that. I no longer belong to me. They no longer belong to me, and are now the only parts of myself that remain. However, there are no people left to remember me. There is a certain beauty to becoming only a memory, because my story exists as what it is, not what other people make of it. There are likely other storylines or memories similar to mine, but the details are never exactly the same. In these 8 minutes, there are certain events I am sure will happen. I will want to die peacefully and joyfully. I will receive a panic call from my mom. I will break her heart by not returning home as she wishes. I'll ultimately regret my decision, but I won't be able to figure out whether it's because I hurt her feelings or whether it's because I didn't want to return home. Somewhere deep, I will know it's because I did not want to return home. I will dance in my final moments. Although I wrote the story one way, I can't imagine that it'll happen as exactly as I wrote it. This is only what I can imagine with what I know about myself and my life now. This topic might be saddening, but it shows how it is to live as a human. Uncertainty is a core part of humanity, and oftentimes I know I settle into norms, forgetting that my life can end at any moment. The thought of knowing my demise is coming no matter what makes me scared, but that is also life. Nothing would matter if there was no risk. There would be no value in my daily life, no value in friendships. Everything would become bland after a while, and I would only find interest in the idea of each moment of my life holding value, which is right now. As Pitbull says, we don't know how much time we have in our lives, but we can add life to our time, or something like that. So this essay is my melancholy way of inspiring myself. Inspiring myself to live every one of my moments like it is part of my 8 minutes. Always express love for those around me, express gratitude to blessings given for me, Given to me, spend time with my family, even if over the phone, and most importantly, fight to achieve my goals. To never let myself become discouraged or to let people around me talk me out of my dreams. Even if I fall short on every single one of my actions, even if I never learn my lesson, even if I make choices and regret them. And at least I will know that I am trying. And as my A-minute showed, trying is a hell of a lot more important than doing nothing. Hello everyone. Currently, once again, doing college research. And I can't help but think whenever people say like, things that you've demonstrated, things that you've done, I'm like, oh, am I in a position of leadership? Yes. And then I remember, wait, I switched schools my junior year, so it would kind of be impossible for me to be in leadership unless I was in, in sports. But I say that I'm not in sports. Wait, there are many ways I can do leadership. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I feel like actually I kind of am in positions of leadership. See, here's the problem. I forget about everything I'm involved in. Like every time somebody asks me, like, what do you do? I'm like, dance. And that's all I can remember. But I do a lot more than that. So you know what? You got this. I got this. Okay, back to it. Hi, everyone. Okay, peep. Guess what I got? So for my birthday, way back when, I got a sunset lamp. Oh wait, no, I got an Amazon gift card and I just decided to get a sunset lamp with it. What do we think? I like it. It's currently set on like genuinely my favorite color. This is my favorite color. But it's so cute and I can control it with my phone. Wait. Oh, I would show you, but I just realized you are my phone. Gotta drink out of Rebecca, which put her down on my retainer. Oops. It's fine. Oh, this is what I wanted to talk about. Okay. So, I've always thought this, but I've like struggled putting it into words, and I don't think I've probably brought something similar to what I'm saying right now up before, but I don't think I've ever said it. So I feel like I don't know what's going on. Whenever I'm so exhausted, wait, side note, I got up at like 6:30. Ew. And I went to like before care because I work at before care. Genuinely, I was sitting there like this until I went and made myself a London fog. I was like, no. Like that's what I was doing. And then I went and made myself a London fog and I was like, I'm up. And I was like, I'm gonna crash. And I'm crashed. I'm just exhausted. And so I'm going to bed. And there's like a pool party I could be at right now, but I was like, no. Because I feel like I always go to everything because I'm like, oh, well, like, I want to make sure people know I want to come to stuff. But honestly, like, I feel like at this point, like, they should know. And also, like, I want to sleep. Because I woke up and I was like, at least I have nothing to do after work today. Anywho, as I was saying, so there's the best you can do, meaning like the best you can do if you're graded on a rubric, or the best you can do if you're like in gymnastics, if you're like in the Olympics. I hope none of my kids got me sick. That would be unfortunate. We'll see. Like there's the there's the best you can do, but also, okay, wait, I'm gonna walk in so I can try and describe this to you. There's the best you can do just as yourself in general, because my best could be done, like, let's say, okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say the journey was to travel from here to here. Let's say I can't run straight, like, genuinely, for the love of me, I cannot run straight. I can only run up and I can only run down. Well, that makes it really hard if you're trying to get here, but you can only go this way. Like, like, if you're on a different plane than what's wanted from you. Like, so, the best this person can do is, I mean, they can run all the way up, they can run all the way down, and they can do it at light speed, but they still can't get to this point. Unless they shift their entire plane onto that point. Onto, like, the y-axis. No, that's the x-axis. So they can travel that way. Like, unless they change their entire way that they do things, then they can't get to that point. And I think for so much of our lives, we're expected to do things that just, like, some of us just aren't meant to do. Like, like, there are just some things that people are really, really good at, and there's some things that people are really, really bad at. And this is where, like, but then it reaches a point where, like, well, not then it reaches a point, but there's also a point that, like, even though this person can't go from here to here, like, what if they were to, like, yeah, like, go like that? Or what if they were to, like, well, if they can only run up and down, then they can't move like that. But, like, what I'm trying to say is, like, oh, my brother just got home. I know he's gonna annoy me. Hold on. Anywho, what I'm trying to say is, like, it reaches a point where, like, I'm sorry, I'm coughing so much, but, like, you can't go this way. But what you can do, like, your best is up there, but somebody who moves this way, their best is over there. So, like, yes, like, you can follow the rules, but, like, even a person, like, if you can't go this way, then, I mean, obviously, it's not like you can't try, and it's not like you can't give it your best, and you could probably reach that point, but, like, not saying you're not meant to reach that point, but there's only so much you can do with what, like, with your ability. I mean, and it's not about natural talent. Like, obviously, if you practice every day, you could get to this point. And I think that's what people talk about. Like, I think that there are things that, like, you're, like, kind of destined to do. And if you're like, no, I'm gonna go this way, then you can do that. Like, you are able to do that. But also, like, it's gonna be really hard to go like this and go like this and then go back to this way and go that way. Not to say that nobody can do it. It can be done. It can be done. But it's hard. And it's gonna take a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice and, like, a lot of things that you're gonna have to do. And I think that's, like, why people who say, like, I worked every day for this, and some people, like, they were just born and they were just like, oh, like, you know, obviously they try and they practice, but, like, they're just good at that. Like, it's like, that's the difference. And I think, like, so if you were to say, like, the best you can do, like, I feel like the best you can do is, like, try and get from here to here, but, like, the actual, like, your actual ceiling, like, you can go a completely different way and be 30 times better than what this is, if that makes sense, because this is not this. So I just feel like that was the point I needed to make, and I feel like that's something that my sophomore year English teacher taught me. Man, that class was hard, but, like, it's one of those hard classes where I feel like I learned something from it. Like, so basically, like, when I was, like, really young, if it's not obvious, like, I genuinely would always follow the rules. Like, bro, we did this thing called ice cream math in kindergarten. And so, like, you get ice cream scoops and, like, sprinkles and chocolate, fudge for every writing thing that you do correctly, like, cursive. So in kindergarten, I did this, where I tell you, I got a 3 ice cream, chocolate sundae, sprinkles, and 2 cherries. Like, I was locked in. And that's not, like, that's one example. Like, and also in, like, 5th grade, we had self-pacing. And so I was constantly doing, like, more than I had to get myself ahead. Like, try hard in school, that's me. But also, I feel like school never really felt like, oh, I'm so bad at this, like, I can't do this right. I just keep on hitting a wall until, like, this year. But still, even then, like, I still know, like, I'm capable of doing this. But I feel like for some people, it just doesn't feel natural. Like, I've talked to some people and they're like, I've never been good at this. I just don't think that this is right for me. Or I've talked to older people and they're like, it was never right for me, so I just don't do something that's related to anything like that. Like, and I'm like, so why? Like, and I'm not saying like our whole school system should be deconstructed or anything. That might have been like in Canada and the points like here, but it's more of just like saying, if you can't do something immediately, like don't be like, why can't I get this? Like, that person's getting, like, no. And also remember, like, whenever people say do your best, like, that doesn't mean do your best like while following like a certain route. Like, that means go make your own route, bro. Like, do what you like, try your hardest, go find something that you can do, and genuinely like take the back road. Because like, yeah, you can go this way, but like if you go like, if you, wait here, let me keep my point here, go like, you can do that light speed and you don't even know you did it light speed and you still got there. Like, so like, please never like discourage your thought process, your own thought process. Anywho, as I was saying, in my English class, yes, a little off track there, but that's okay. Okay, back on track. My English class, my teacher, like, she was like, you need to find your own writing style. So like, as I was saying, like with my ice cream, what was it, writing, and my like self-paced, like going ahead, and like with my what else did I do? Oh, in 6th grade, I wrote this, like, they called it like the meaty paragraph. Man, I hated writing those things, but my teacher used mine as an example. I still wear that as a badge of honor. I like, man, teacher's pet final boss over here. But so I was like, oh, so this is the type of writing I should do. And then whenever I'm in this class, I'm like, what do you mean I have to find my own writing style? No, I need my meaty paragraph writing style. And she was like, so you have to like find your own style, but also like follow like the meaty paragraph style, basically. Like she was like, just find your own writing style. And I was like, what? what do you mean find my own writing style? And it was also like a class on like rhetoric. So oh boy, did I do a lot of learning that year. But that's the thing, I genuinely learned. Like there's wrinkles in my brain from that, because I learned how to do something new. And that's like so rewarding, even though that class was so hard. Like, just, it made me feel so like, oh wait, I learned how to do something new. And that feeling to me, it's like, okay, dopamine hit. Like, I just felt so happy. And I will say, this year, man, I felt like everywhere I turned, I was just hitting a wall. And I think that's also like, you have to find your own way. And that's what I'm currently doing, still doing to this day, to this moment. But that's so much better, because once I find it, like once I find like what I'm doing, it's gonna feel so much better than if I just stayed on a route that I knew was wrong. So anywho, point of this video, remember that there's a best and then there's a best, and we want the best, not the best. So I mean, like, yeah, hope that helped. And yeah, bye. Hi everyone. Okay, so I got my ACT score back, and my mom told me that I need to take it again in July, so I can like increase my likeliness of like getting a scholarship. And I'm genuinely looking at the averages, like I didn't even do that bad. Like I mean, and like, I know she's right, but I was like, I just got home from working from 6 to 3:30 with children, and you're telling me about my ACT score? Really? Okay, my computer's tweaking out. Anywho, but I'm looking, like I was just saying, like, I mean, okay, this isn't really like I was just saying. I am actively comparing myself to other people who took this test. However, this is like not of my own volition. This is like to understand where I stand, and also a little bit of my own volition, I will admit. Genuinely, I could write an essay on why this is unnecessary. Like I understand the PACT, but this whole system is just a big frowny face for your girl here. Yep, your girl right here. Big frowny face. Man, kids in DC are cooking on this test. Average of a 26. Okay, Massachusetts, 26. Okay, California, 26. Goodness gracious, that's like a high average. But yeah, the national average is a 19. The average science, average reading. Kentucky, percent meeting the benchmark. 36. Oh my. Okay. DC's got some high ranking. Oh, it's because DC's really small. That makes sense. But like also, I guess that doesn't help because even if it was low. I'm sorry, 40? Oh, it's the average percent. We already learned that. You know what? Like, y'all. KG versus college. College is winning about 4-0 right now. That's okay. I am trying so hard to keep a positive attitude, but I feel like this is just, like, I mean, like, it's just stressful. Like, it's just freaking me out because I'm like I want to, like, go as far as I can, but also, like, I don't want to go into debt, which is just quite a predicament to be in, I will tell you. And I'm not going to say, like, oh, I should have, like, you know, solved world hunger or anything, even though, like, I will say that would probably help me. It's more of, like, a, like, trying to remember, like, my worth while I'm, like, hey, you want to let me in, or, like, want to, like, be like, nah, we don't want you, and, like, that's cool. You're only, like, you know, just my, like, you only just, like, read everything about my life and everything I worked so hard for, and you were like, no, I don't want you, but, you know, it's fine. No hard feelings, I guess. But then again, I feel like colleges feel the same whenever people who they, like, really want reject them, so I guess, but, I don't know. And I'm sure, like, being an admissions officer, like, I feel like I just have to put myself in their shoes. Like, I know that job has got to be really boring. And so, I'm sure that they're just, like, it's not like they're, like, thinking, like, oh, you, this girl right here, like, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna show you who's boss. It's more of just, like, they've already read 300 applications that day, and I'm the 301st, and they're like just reading it. But still, you know what, I will be taking that personally. Like, I can't even lie, and maybe over the summer I'll learn to not take it personally. Man, estimated number of grads taking it. Wow, there are certain states where it's 100%. Goodness gracious. But, like, oh, sorry, as I was saying, like, but this is genuinely everything. Like, this is what I've been waiting for my entire life. And so I'm like, I'm really trying to balance it between, like, understanding and also not taking it personally, but also just understanding that, like, this is something that's really important to me. And so there probably will be, like, you know, like, there's feeling, like, my heart's in this, bro. Like, it's not like my heart's happy in it. Like, bro, I am full-fledged. Like, involve me, I'm involved. That's how I am right now. And so, okay, I just bought myself a few more minutes. I forgot what I was saying. Oh yes, I'm about to go see what my options are and kind of explore where I'm sitting, and then I'm going to read back over which questions I got wrong and see what I did wrong. Great. This is what I want to do during my summer after working a whole shift. Yes. I wanted to go to bed, but I know I'm not gonna be able to let me. Guys, I'm waking up at 6. Like, I should wake up at like 6:25. It's 10. I should be asleep like 20 minutes ago. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna do great. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.